Many articles were written about ISIS, but these stories of four heartbroken women touched me deeper than anything I have ever read before. In her article Mothers of ISIS, young American journalist Jolie Offer writes about a very familiar problem in a non-familiar way. She tells us the stories of four women who have recently lost their sons in Syrian war. The message that Julia is trying to send to her readers is different from common Western perspective. Thus, Julia doesn't portray sons as monsters, neither blame the mothers. What is happening is quite the opposite. Sons are shown as innocent victims of unfair circumstances who just happen to get under the influence of radical Islamists. Look at this example. Her first husband left the family when Damian was 10, and the boy retreated into his computer from a world that exasperated and excluded him. When he was 17, he tried to commit suicide by drinking antifreeze. Other stories of these three guys are very similar to this one. At the same time, mothers are portrayed as heroes. From the overall tone of the article, we can see that Julia deeply sympathizes with the mothers, which influenced the way facts are presented in the article. So, although Julia uses some effective techniques to make the stories more trustworthy, here we can see direct citations and Facebook messages. It is problematic to discern whether she is giving an actual representation of reality, and here is my guess why. As a woman, she easily relates herself to these stories. She imagines herself being a mother or a sister of those young immature boys, and therefore is heavily influenced by her own and their emotions. Moreover, Julia attempts to defend the mothers by emphasizing that there is no their blame in what happened to their children, which is in fact a very dangerous way of thinking. Having said this, I realize that I myself is also biased toward the stories, as something similar happened to my close friend. Being raised in a religiously homogeneous environment, my friend, I will call him Tom, has always associated himself with Christianity, but at some point in his life he got under the influence of radical Islamists, exactly as those four boys. What I am trying to say is that the change didn't happen rapidly, but rather was progressing gradually. There was something we as friends could do, and when we first noted the change in him, we tried talking, persuading. When it didn't work out, we contacted his parents, who lived in another city. They arrived the next day. They were there with him, supportive. They saved him. With this story in mind, I couldn't relate myself to the stories so deeply at first, but then I started to consider my cultural context, which might have influenced my perception. In fact, what I find natural relationship that must exist in every family comes from Eastern European perspective, whereas Western European perspective and other stories are from there, actually. What is freedom and independence of family members, which explains perfectly why parents didn't interfere until it was too late. To summarize the analysis Julia Ioffer's article Mothers of ISIS, I would say that she did a good job presenting the truth to us as objectively as possible. Why, what is not less important, she was able to receive a number of emotional responses and engage the readers into heated conversation, which we can see in the comments below the article. Here is the reference list.